Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. It's time for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. This is Lena Gersa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Frosty Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And today I am super excited to share with you the brand new, just released Hey Birthday Chick bundle from Stampin' Up! Now, this bundle requires a little bit of explanation. The bundle itself was just released today. However, the stamp set, the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set, has been available since the launch of the January-June mini catalog at the beginning of the month. Beginning of January, I should say. I keep forgetting we're in a new month already. So this bundle is a brand new release, kind of. So I'm going to share with you some projects today that use the bundle, so the stamps and dies, and I'll explain to you how you can get it, and I'll show you where you can find just the stamp set in the catalog if that's something that interests you as well. Now, I foolishly forgot to plug in my iPad to charge it, so I am going to have to wait and see how long it takes. It's charging right now, but right now I just have the, the little low battery symbol. It's not even turning on. So I should have plugged it in this morning. I forgot, but I will try to monitor comments on my phone as best I can. The challenge is when I flip it, I won't be able to see too well. So I see Judy's here and I saw Gail. Hi, Gail. Let's see, who else do we have? Judy and Deb and Bonnie. Hi, Louise. Hi, Violet. I bet it's chilly up where you are. Hi, Sue. So I hope you guys are ready to have some fun with the chicks today, and I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you these cute projects, okay? So give me a minute. Look away so you don't get seasick, and then I'll tell you when to look. All right, there we go. I think we're good. All right. So let's talk about this cute bundle. So the stamp set, as I mentioned, has been in the January to June mini catalog since it launched at the beginning of January. So this is the Hey Birthday Chick set. Now, these characters may look familiar to you. They were actually part of a celebration stamp set several years ago, back in 2017, called Hey Chick. And this set was our most popular celebration set that year. So much fun. And Stampin' Up! Has never, ever, in my memory, and I've been with Stampin' Up! For almost 11 years, brought back a retired stamp set. But they did it for this special offer. So the Hey Chick set is back for purchase. Now, if you still have it from Celebration, it's the same set. So you are good. But if you happen to get rid of your set, or you never were able to redeem for that set during Celebration 2017, you can purchase the set now. Now, it's available in a bundle, and I will get into that bundle in a minute, but I did want to show you where these characters came from. So they're back again, celebrating birthdays, and I'll show you the new dies that just launched today. Now, before I do that, I had to turn off my space heater because I'm dying of heat. I turned it on when I came down here because it was freezing, and now it's rather warm, so I have to turn it off. Okay, so here is the stamp set. Okay, super fun images and awesome. I love this. Like, this is my very favorite sentiment. You're still a spring chicken, and I love this best of cluck. I think that's awesome. I love puns like that. So much fun. And then just released today are these awesome coordinating dies. So again, we have dies that cut out the stamped images. So each little chick or chicken has a die that will cut her out. But then we also have other fun pieces. We've got a fence. We've got this little bitty die that cuts out a teeny tiny chick. So cute. We've got a feed bag. We've got, this could be used to add texture. It looks like chicken footprints. A little bow tie if we want to dress up our chickens. Happy birthday sentiment, and then a streamer. Okay. Now, I mentioned that it coordinates with the original Hey Chick set. So again, this is available for purchase starting today as well, as are these awesome dies. Now, we're going to use some of these dies on some of the projects because I just couldn't resist. They are so much fun. So again, we have the dies that cut out the stamped images. But then we have a whole lot of fun die cuts that will create a whole barnyard. So we've got a chicken coop, a sign, a stump, some chicken wire, corn stalk, corn cobs. I'm going to show you how cute these are. Some eggs, some little chicken feed. So much fun. Now we're not going to focus on this bundle too much today. You will see projects posted throughout the week on my social media that use projects or use this particular bundle. But today we are focusing on Hey Birthday Chick. All right, now let me just see if my iPad, nope, still doesn't want to wake up. It was good and dead. All right, so let's get these out of the way and we are going to get busy. So the first card that we're going to do is this one. Now this is one I posted earlier today. Super cute, so fun. Now these chickens just make me want to do funky things with their coloring. I don't know. I'm not really into natural colored chickens. So you're going to see some funky colored chickens today and throughout the week. But that's fun, right? They're fun. It's for birthday cards. So you're allowed to use a little creative license, right? So we are going to start with our background panel. So this piece is from the Flower and Field Celebration DSP. It's cut to 4 by 5¼ inches. And then I have a little strip of the same paper. I essentially just cut a little strip off the bottom. So this is 3/4 by 4. Okay, it's going to go across there. And then I have a stitch circle. So this is cut using the stitched shape dies, okay? And it's cut from the True Love DSP. So it's that beautiful black and white floral on one side and it's got all those patterns on the other. I am loving this paper. I love having the black and white options. So many possibilities. So before we glue this guy down, we are going to add a little blush of color. So I'm going to pull in my blender brush and my Flirty Flamingo and Poppy Parade ink pads. So I'm going to start actually with the Flirty Flamingo. I'm just going to tap my brush on there and I'm going to start sort of in the middle of my circle and I'm just adding a little subtle bit of color. I always like to tap off a little bit first just to make sure I don't end up with that spot on my circle, just like when we're sponging, right? You want to take off sort of that initial sort of shock of ink, for lack of a better word, to allow it to blend a little better. I hate not being able to see your comments. You get the phone, my phone's up too high, so I can't see you. And I hope you guys are liking this. Give me lots of love and then I'll comment after I'm done. How's that? I'll reply. Okay, so I've got my Flirty Flamingo on and then I'm going to darken it down a little bit with some Poppy Parade. So again, I'm going to just tap off some of the excess and the Poppy Parade is just going to intensify that color. So I'm basically just creating a little bit of a color backdrop for my chicken, okay? Because my chicken is mostly white. I didn't want to color this chicken too much. So if I put white on white, it doesn't show up so well. So I thought if I added just a little blush of color, we would be able to see our chicken a little better. All right, so that is now ready to go on. Now this strip is going to go on 3/4 inch up from the bottom of our strip. So it's going to go on right about there. Okay, so my circle is going to tuck in just behind that strip. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of liquid glue to my circle. Get my Tombow out here. So we'll just add a bit of liquid glue, and I'm adding liquid glue because I want to be able to adjust this a little bit once I get it kind of where I want it. So again, keeping in mind that I want my strip to go 3/4 inch, and I want to make sure some of my circle is hiding behind that strip. So it's going to go right about there. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of seal to the back of my strip, and we're going to go ahead and glue that on. And again, use your grid lines to help you get, oh, my iPad's waking up. I see an apple. This is progress. All right, use your grid lines to help you get your pieces straight is what I was going to say. I was distracted by the apple. Now I'm going to flip this over and just cut off the little bit of the circle there that's protruding off the edge. Okay, and there's my background. Super simple, right? All right, now we're going to add a little bit of twine. Look at how I am. This is my second roll of this twine. It only came out a month ago. I am in love with this twine. I'm using it on everything. So we're going to go ahead and add a glue dot to the back side of our DSP panel. And we're going to trim. What do we need? You need about 9 inches to do this, 9 or 10 for it to work. So I've just taken about 9 inches of twine, folded in half, and then I'm going to press one side into the glue dot, bring it around the front of my card, and then press the other side. And again, that's my little twine saving trick. If you've watched my videos before, you know what that's all about. I'm all about not wasting twine by wrapping it around the back side of the card where nobody sees it, right? So there is my card front. So I'm ready to glue that now onto my card base. So my card base is Poppy Parade. And you may be thinking, wow, Flirty Flamingo and Poppy Parade, really? But they totally work together. And you're going to see it even better when I do my blending on my chicken here. So this is cut by 4 to 4 1/4 by 11, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. And we'll just crisp it up with our bone folder. Oh, I'm getting a FaceTime request on my son's iPad from one of his friends. All right, let's see if we can bring up my video so I can see your comments. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto the front of my card base. So we'll just add a little seal. Yes, I know the battery is low. I keep getting all these low battery notifications. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it'll come up. Oh, I see it. I see it. All right. Okay, there you all are. Hello, everyone. Hi, Martine. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Antoinette. Okay, life is good. I can see you all again. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this down on the front of my card. I'm going to have about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Okay, it's cute just like that, but we need to add this adorable little chicken. So we're going to do a little bit of coloring. I did some of it ahead of time, but I did want to show you my color palette. So I have to say, Flirty Flamingo and Poppy Parade work so nicely together. Look how beautifully just the colors, the caps of the pens blend together. So if you are looking for an awesome color combo for shading anything in reds and pinks, this is a really, really lovely combo. Okay. All right. So we are going to do her tail feathers. So I already did her hair, and I'll just kind of show you what I did for the tail feathers. So I'm going to start with my light Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just going to color each one of the feathers here with the light Flirty Flamingo. Okay, super simple. Then I'm going to come in with the dark flamingo, and we're going to add just some highlights, kind of like you're highlighting hair or, you know, letting your grays grow in. And then we're going to add the light Poppy Parade, and again, add just a little bit more shadow. And then again, we're going to add a little bit of the dark, and the dark I want to use just a little bit. I don't want to go too heavy-handed. And then I'm going to come back with my dark Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to blend that all out. So I'm just going to come in and blend all of those shades that I had down. And this is really hard to do because I can't look directly down at my piece. So if I have gaps, it's because I can't see. So we're just going to blend that out. And I came part way down the tail just to kind of blend it out like that. Okay. Super simple, but just a funky kind of fun color combination. All right. Now we're also going to color the icing on the cupcake with our dark Flirty Flamingo. So we'll just add a little bit of color to that. I'm not worrying about shading at all on this one. You could add a little extra to the little lump of icing there. And then my cupcake base is going to be Granny Apple Green. So we're just going to color in the base. And you'll notice I like to use my brush tip for the most part when I'm coloring. I find I have the most control, but you can certainly use the bullet tip as well. And I'm also going to color the candle in the Granny Apple. Okay, and then I need to grab my Mango Melody, which is in another bin here. Make sure that's the right one. Yep, so this is my dark mango. So I'm going to color the legs and the feet in the dark mango, and I just feel like this color just kind of pops. I love this golden yellow. So we'll just add a little bit of color there to the feet and a little bit to the beak. and a little bit to the candle. And that's all you need. You don't need to color the whole chicken. I think she's pretty cute. All right, so we are now ready to add our chicken to the front of our card. So we're gonna add a couple of dimensionals. One there, and a couple there. And then we're gonna add a mini to the legs as well. Hi, Krista, glad you could make it. Glad you like these colors, Martine, thank you. Honestly, I use DSP as color inspiration all the time. And look, these colors are in the DSP. So there you go. I am not any kind of color genius. I let Stampin' Up do all the work there. Okay, so there is my little chicken. Now we need a sentiment. So we are going to stamp our happy birthday. So this again is from the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. I have a little 1/2 inch wide strip of white cardstock. So I'm just going to stamp this, hopefully somewhat straight, not too bad, in black ink. And then I'm going to bring in my tailored tag punch, and we're going to do our little magical trick to create a banner. So there's one end. I'm going to trim this a little shorter so it'll fit in the punch a bit better. And we'll do the other end. There we go. So cute. And then that is going to get popped up as well. So I'm just going to grab a couple more dimensionals. So we'll go one here and one over here. We'll get rid of our backings. If my voice sounds a little croaky today, it's because I've been doing a lot of talking in Google Meets the last couple of days. We are wrapping up the quadmester, and I'm doing a lot of talking to kids and parents, begging them to hand in work so I can give them a credit. That's kind of where my life is at right now. All right, so our last touch is to add a cute little double bow. So I'm going to take and fold my twine, so I have a double thickness, and make my little twine bow. So I'm just creating a loop, holding it in my right hand. I have a tail in my left. I'm going to wrap it around and through. So I'm not actually tying a knot first. I'm just making my loop and then making my second loop. I'm not really tying a knot. All right. And that's just a way to get a less bulky knot in the center of your twine bows. So let's just fix that up. There we go. And we'll grab our scissors and trim that off. Get this out of the way. And then we're gonna grab our, take your pick, and I'm gonna take a glue dot. I'm gonna put it just sort of underneath where I want my bow to go. So I'm just gonna kind of put it right there, just to kind of hold the twine in place. And then I'm gonna take a second glue dot, kind of roll it into a little glue bugger, press the knot of my bow into the glue dot, and then adhere that. So we're gonna put it on at a jaunty little angle. There we go. So cute. All right, and then the last touch, of course, because, you know, it's a girly card, so we gotta add a little bling to our cupcake. So we're just gonna add a little touch of Wink of Stella. And there we go. So cute, so fun. Now I'll show you what I did on the inside of my sample. I love this. I love this "You're Still a Spring Chicken" sentiment. It just makes me smile. So I add some little bitty chicks, some dancing party chicks, and I colored the chicks. I wanted them to be softer, so I used light So Saffron blends to color the chicks. I still use the same mango for the beak and the legs. And then the party hats are colored with the Flirty Flamingo and the Poppy Braid. Super fun, super cute. Who wouldn't love to get that birthday card? Especially since it tells me I'm still a spring chicken. All right, let's get that out of the way. We're going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is this fun one. Now, this one has heat embossing and coloring. Don't worry, you're not going to have to painfully watch me stamp and heat emboss this. I've done it ahead of time because I don't know about you, but it gets a little tedious for me when I'm watching videos and I'm watching something super repetitive. So I try to spare you guys that. I hope that's okay. But I want to get through 3 cards each week, and the only way I can do that is to do some steps ahead of time. So this little cutie, look at her floating with a balloon on her butt. How cute is that? So to start, we have a piece of, again, there's that awesome True Love DSP, and it is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now that is a card size, right? That's the size of our finished cards. So normally, when I make a card, I have my card base and then my first layer is cut a little bit smaller. Well, I wanted to do something a little different on this card. So I actually cut my DSP the same size as my card base. I don't do that very often. mainly because I like to maximize my DSP, and I can get 6 4x5¼ pieces out of a 12x12 sheet of DSP. I can only get 4 4¼ by 5½. That's my thinking, but hey, sometimes it's fun to mix it up, and I have a ton of this DSP, so I'm good. All right, so I have my card base. Now this is the new basic white. It's the thick basic white. If I were to compare this to the old thick whisper white, it's not quite as heavyweight. I actually like this a little bit better. I found the thick whisper white was actually just almost too heavy for folding. So this one folds and scores a little bit better. It's a brighter white than the whisper white, which I am just fine with. So again, it's cut to 4¼ by 5½, scored in the middle at 5. Sorry, let me say that again. 4¼ by 11, scored in the middle at 5½. Sometimes my mouth goes on autopilot. I need to remember to engage my brain. All right, so we're gonna fold that in half along our score line. And you're going to see that my DSP is going to fit perfectly on the front of my card. So whenever I'm using a full-size sheet like this, there are a couple of options. Now you can certainly put your adhesive on your card base, but I want to make sure that I get it fairly close to the edges, right? Because I don't want somebody to try to open my card and catch the edge of the DSP and actually rip my card. Now the other challenge I have is when I am gluing, like I have a white piece against a white background, I have to put something colored in behind it so that I can see. And my other challenge is right now, because I'm on video, is that I can't look directly down at this. So I don't think I'm going to get it perfectly centered, but that's okay. You guys will forgive me, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of a white border. There shouldn't be, but hey, we can live with that. All right, so there's my card front. Isn't that fun? And this is fun as it is, but when you put the layer on top, you get that awesome diagonal stripe border, which I love. All right. So let's put the rest of our card together. So this is another piece of the Flower and Fields DSP. Okay, and it is 4 by 5¼ inches. All right, it is that awesome. I love this bumblebee polka dot, so fun. And then I have here a piece of basic black cardstock. It is 1 3/4 by 4½. 1 3/4 by 4½. And I have stamped and heat embossed the happy birthday sentiment several times. So I stamped in Versamark, heat embossed in white, okay? And then I'm gonna bring in my tailored tag punch again, and I'm gonna punch a banner end. So I'm basically just putting it in so I can see the corners and punching. Okay, now you could certainly do this repeated stamping with Stamparatus. The only difference is you won't get your sentiments spaced as closely together. To do this, I essentially put this onto my grid paper and I stamped every 1/2 inch. So I started at the top, there's a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So every 2 squares I stamped. Okay, and that's how I got it nice and even. All right, so that is going to go on the front of our card. And then we also have another fun stitch circle. I gotta say, this stitch circle die from the Stitch Shapes is probably my single most used die. I use this all the time. So that is going to kind of tuck in behind our little banner. So the banner is going to go on about a 1/2 inch over from the left side. And then our circle is going to kind of tuck in behind it just like that. All right, so we're going to glue our circle on first. If you are, just starting to build your craft stash, I strongly recommend getting the Stitch Shapes dies. They are a fantastic set. You get ovals, circles, and squares in the same set, and you get a nice selection. And like I said, I use these all the time. All right, so we've got our circle on. We're going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our banner. And that is going to go on about a 1/2 inch, as I said, in from the left side. So we're just going to try and get that as straight as we can get it. Again, using the grid lines to help us out. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit of, this is Playful Pets twine. So this is a heavier weight twine. I'll just compare these. So this is the Snail Mail twine, and this is the Playful Pet. So this is kind of like a double thickness of twine. It's almost like there's 2 of these wrapped together, the black and the white. Okay. I like the thickness of it, but I still wanted to do a double thickness on my card. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing that I did on the last one. I'm going to take and add a glue dot, and I'm going to go about 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 of an inch down from the top. Okay. And again, I'm going to press the fold, bring it across. I'm twisting because I want it to crisscross. And then I'm going to bring it back around and press it into the glue dot on this side. Okay, so there's my twine. And now I am good to glue that onto my base. Okay, so we're going to add our adhesive. So you want to make sure you get your adhesive all the way around because that twine does put a little bit of tension on your DSP. So you just want to make sure you get your adhesive going all the way around. And then we are going to center that on our card front, just like that. It's fun already, right? We haven't even added the main event. So we have our little chicken here. We're gonna do a little bit of coloring with this. I've done some of the coloring already, again, just to spare you the tedium of watching me color. Excuse me. But I wanted to show you the colors that I used. So for my chicken, I used 3 shades of yellow. It's light daffodil delight, dark daffodil delight, and dark mango melody. Okay. Excuse me. There we go. Water is always a good thing, right? All right. So I'm going to bring in my light daffodil and I'm going to color the whole sort of chest of my chicken here in the light. I'm not being super careful because I'm just kind of laying down my initial layer. I'm not really worrying about staying inside the lines too much other than along the bottom there. Then I'm going to bring in, is this my daffodil? Yes, my dark daffodil delight. And I'm going to add some shadow sort of along the bottom and sort of around the wings, under the chin, just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to come back with my light and blend that out. Now, yeah, my bullet tip of my light, it has no ink in it. It's done. I still have some in the brush tip, which is kind of odd because I do store them horizontally, but hey, whatever. We'll use it until both ends have none, right? All right, so there is the body of my chicken. Now for the wings, I added, oh, I forgot. I need to use the dark daffodil for the wings. Grabbed the wrong one. So I wanted the wings to be just a little bit different in color. So I'm just gonna color the wings with the dark. So we'll just kind of pull that in like that. So fun. I love these little chickens. All right. Actually, she's not so little. She's a chubby chicken. She's a Lena chicken. All right. And then we are going to color the face with the mango. So we're just going to come in. This is the dark mango. I'm going to leave the beak alone. We're going to come in with a different color for the beak. But we are just going to color the face and the tail feathers. So her tail is going to be a little bit darker than the rest of her. Okay. Oh, there's a little white patch there. And then we're going to color the beak and the feet in dark pumpkin pie. All right, just to get a little bit of contrast. So we'll just kind of bring in the dark pumpkin. And these color really quickly because the brush tip just lays the ink down so easily. Okay, and then I want her to have funky hair. So she's going to have mango melody hair because, well, she can. She's a party chicken. So she's going to have some funky hair. All right, and then the balloon we're also going to use the mango for. So to start, not mango. What is this? Magenta. Did I say mango? Magenta. Magenta Madness is what this color is. Not mango. I do know my Stampin' Up! Colors, honest. So we're going to start by coloring the whole balloon with the light magenta. And I have to say, I think this is my favorite in color. I think it even like surpasses Coastal Cabana. Coastal Cabana, when it first came out, was my all-time favorite in color. But this Magenta Madness, I can't get enough of it. Like every time I design a card, I want to grab it. Because it makes everything happy. All right, so then we are going to bring in a little bit of shadow because we want our balloon to look, well, round. So I'm going to bring in the dark and add a little bit of shadow on sort of the edges, okay? And that's going to help my balloon look a little bit rounder, okay? So then I'm going to come back in with my light and I'm going to blend this out. And you're going to see that it is going to give the illusion of a curved balloon, a round balloon. Okay, just like that. I'm going to add just a little bit more color to the tip there, and there you go. There's your balloon. So fun. All right. Okay, so now we are going to put this on. She's going to be at a bit of an angle, right? She's kind of floating out of control here. We're going to add a couple of dimensionals. So one there, and we'll put one more in the middle so she doesn't get squished. So we'll pull these off. I love that this die cuts it all in one pass, right? We get the balloon and the chicken. So we're going to just kind of put her on at a little bit of an angle here. Okay, and then our last step, we're just going to tie a single bow this time, because again, this is tighter, is thicker twine. So we're going to make our loop, bring it around, and pull it. So simple to tie a cute little twine bow. And we'll adjust our loops and give it a trim. And then again, just like we did the last time, we want to glue down sort of the twine where the bow is going to sit. Otherwise, it's going to flop a little bit. So I'm just putting a glue dot where my bow is going to go, and then rolling my second glue dot into my glue booger. And then we're going to pop that on just like that. So fun. All right, now the last little touch, because I love me some embellishments, is what I'm trying to say, are some of these matte black dots. Now, these things can be super elegant or super fun, depending where you put them. And these are super fun on this card. So we're just going to add a couple of these little guys, almost like confetti. Put one up there, just like that. So easy. Now, I think this is my very favorite inside. Look how fun. Look at this little guy. He's a dancing chick, and I popped him up because I could and because he's cute. So there we go. There is number 2 done. So fun. All right, let's get these out of the way. I do need my Poppy Parade blends for the last card. Where is it? There it is. Oh, and my mango. Where's mango? All right, we're going to keep these out. We're going to get the others out of the way. And we're going to pull in our last card. So for this one, I could not resist using some of those adorable Hey Chick dies. Okay? Or chick dies. They're just called chick dies. This is so fun because I used a bunch of the dies to create my scene. So really, the only thing that I used from the birthday chick set was the actual chicken image and the sentiment. The rest of the die cuts are from the chick dies. So really, these two go hand in hand. Like if you're going to get one, you got to get the other. There's just no separating them. So let me show you how cute these die cuts are. Like seriously. All right. So we have an adorable little corn stalk. Look at that. And then we have these itty bitty corn cobs. Like, honestly, could they be any cuter? Look how sweet they are. And then we have the husks of the corn. Oh, my cat's outside the door. She hears my voice and is not happy that the door is closed. So to assemble these, I'm going to show you an easy way. Now, you may be looking at these and going, oh, that's way too fussy. I don't want to fuss with these little bits. Well, first of all, you get 4 of these dies and 4 of these dies in the set. So you just throw them all on a scrap of cardstock, run it through all together, and you instantly have 4 corn cobs. Okay? So to assemble them, I'm just sticking them onto my glue dots while they're still on the roll. I'm going to use my take your pick up my husk. I'm going to center it over my cob, stick it down. So simple. They're not fussy, really. The thing is, put a bunch of these together. Like I did that the other night. I put a bunch of them together and then just had them sitting there kind of as embellishments. Because honestly, these make the cutest little DIY embellishments on your card. See? So cute. All right, so we're going to set those aside. We'll attach them to our corn stalk afterwards. And then, of course, we have the chicken wire. So I cut this out of silver foil. Now you're going to want to put some adhesive sheets on the back of these because trust me, you do not want to try to apply liquid glue to the back of these things. It's a pretty fine die, okay? So this is the size of the die cut. On this card, I used 1.5. So this is the other half of the one that I used here. Okay, so we have those. Here's a little fence piece. So this is actually part of the Hey Birthday Chick dies. Okay, it's cut from Smoky Slate cardstock. And then I have a cute little, here's those Stitch Shapes dies again. I'm using them. I didn't intend to try to sell you on these, honestly, but they are awesome dies. I use them all the time. So this is a Stitch Square cut from that awesome, what's it called? Berry Delightful, Berry something, DSP in the Celebration catalog. So let's put this bad boy together. Now I have a little bit of a smudgy here. I don't know where that came from, but we are going to try to hide it because we can. And that's what we do, right? When we have things that are not so nice on our cards, we hide them. So I'm going to start by adhering my chicken wire. So this is going to go on about 1 inch up from the bottom. Now I should mention, this is a piece of white cardstock, basic white. It's 4 by 5.25. And it's embossed using the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. Okay. And I kind of want like a barn board or chicken coop kind of look. So the first thing I'm going to do is peel off the backing from my foil. So again, this is the adhesive sheets that I have used on the back of my foil so that it makes gluing on these detailed die cuts easy. Okay, so we've got that guy on, and then we're going to come in and add this one. It's okay that it overlaps here because it's going to get hidden with our square. So we're just going to go ahead and add this one. And again, we're going about 1 inch up, trying to get it relatively straight. Okay, we'll get these out of the way. And then we're going to layer this onto a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that's going to layer on there and just give a little pop of red behind the white. So we're going to add a bit of adhesive. Now, again, just a reminder, if you are adding Stampin' Seal to embossed cardstock, you want to go slowly with your seal so you don't pull up your cardstock. The embossing weakens the fibers of the cardstock, and the seal is so sticky that sometimes it pulls it up, okay? All right, so then we have our card base. Same dimensions for all of our card bases today. 4 1/4 by 11, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we're going to fold that in half. Just give it a quick crisp up with our bone folder, okay? And then that is going to layer on the front of our card. Come on. Just like that. So I'll get a bit of adhesive going here. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Mary Beth. Thanks for joining us today. So we're going to add that to the front of our card. So cute. And then we have our little die cut. I was kind of thinking this looked kind of like a plaid shirt. I don't know. That was my kind of initial thinking. Now, before we put this on, we're going to add our fence. Now, you're going to notice that this doesn't go all the way across. I didn't actually use 2 pieces. What I did, I first cut off this little bit that's extending. That's so that you can join multiple pieces to create a longer fence. But then I just, what did I do? I cut it right smack in the middle. Okay, so this guy's going to go on this side, and this guy's going to go on this side, and our chubby chicken's going to go in the middle, and nobody's going to know it's only half a fence. Okay, so we're just going to add a little titch of glue here, and we're going to pop that onto our square. Now, again, you want to start with your square straight so that you have a chance of getting your fence on straight. I want it to go right across the middle of my diamond here. I thought it was kind of fun to turn my square on the diagonal and end up with a diamond. And then again, we're going to go right out to the edge and try and get this as straight as we can, right about there. Okay. And then that is going to glue on right about there. I didn't successfully cover my little whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. I think it might be actually embedded in the cardstock, but whatever. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to add a little bit of glue to the back of our square and pop it onto the front of our card, right about there. Oh, wait, we forgot our cornstalk. We got to get our cornstalk on there first. He's got to go in there. So let's see, this is why we use liquid glue. Because we have time. So I'm going to just peel off. I did use some multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back of my cornstalk as well. Again, just because I didn't want to fuss with trying to get liquid glue on those little stalks and leaves. So we're going to add this guy right about there. Okay. And then we can put our square back on now that we've got our corn stalk in place. So it's going to go on right about there. Okay. So cute. All right. Now let's talk chicken. So here's my dancing chicken. She's so fun. And again, I just wanted to keep her mostly white. So all I'm going to do is add a little bit of color to her hair, or the comb, I guess it is on a chicken, but I like to think of it as hair. So she's going to have red hair, and we're going to add red to this little, I don't even know what that's called. Is that called a wattle? I don't know. I don't know my chicken parts very well, clearly. All right, and then we're going to add a little bit of the dark mango to the beak, and that's it. That's all the coloring I'm going to do on this one. All right, you guys have watched me color enough today. So we're going to put her on, centered on that little diamond with some dimensionals. Hi, Joyce. Thank you. All right, let's get this on here. We'll get rid of our backings and pop this funky little chicken on. Doing our happy dance. All right, and I want to do something other than a birthday card. I know this is called Hey Birthday Chick, but I thought Best of Cluck was a fun sentiment. I love puns. And I thought this would be a fun one to give to somebody who's, you know, maybe starting a new job or going off on a new adventure. So I should mention this little white sort of medallion or starburst is cut using the Tasteful Labels dies. Okay, so there's two sort of medallion or starburst dies in there. This is the smaller of the two. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp and hopefully stamp this relatively centered. Not bad. And we're going to pop that on with a couple of dimensionals. So 1 and 2. And that's going to go on just kind of up here. And it's kind of fun actually to do it at a bit of an angle. I didn't on my original, but I think it's kind of fun to do it a little cockeyed. And then we're going to add our little corn cobs to our corn stalk. So again, I'm just going to take a glue dot. I'm going to press all of these onto a glue dot actually. And again, if you do them all at once, it's not fussy or fiddly at all. Take your pick, the pointy end. And we're going to add one little corn cob and 2 little corn cobs, and then we're going to put one as an embellishment on our little label. Isn't that fun? So fun. I love these chickens. They are so cute. All right, so let me bring them all back. So there's number 1. Well, that's number 3. 3, 2, and 1. We're going reverse order. How's that? All right. Hi, Debbie. Glad you could join me. Hi, Helen. I hope I said your name correctly. Maybe it's Helen. It's spelled Helen. I hope I said it correctly. All right. Thank you for joining me, you guys, today. I hope you enjoyed these projects. Again, stay tuned to my social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram or haven't liked my page, you're going to want to do that so that you don't miss any of the projects I post this week. There's lots of them that I have designed, and I can't wait to share them with you. All right, everybody, have a great week. Thanks so much for joining me tonight, or this afternoon, I guess, depending on where you are. And I will see you again next week for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.